What's up? I'm Empathetic Chicken, and this is a rare occurrence. I'm working on my deck. To just document a little bit, I am working on updating the backgrounds for the chicken transition oracle. Not sure if that's a good angle or not, but I'm just expanding the background because they were kind of tiny before, and I had them ugly borders on there, so I'm making them better, new and improved. So yeah, I gotta do all 30 of those. I got about 10 in the works, and I've been stalling, I ain't gonna lie, but I'm feeling up to it. I'm working on it, and it's kind of like I'm doing like a little combo release, like the reprint of this oracle deck with my other newer one, or new one. So that's kind of like why it's taking me so long, is because I'm just like doing some editing to the old one and then trying to also work on the new one, and I kind of can't decide like which one I want to work on first. And I'm in the midst of like probably what you can see in the back, like a bunch of mess, because I've been painting and just reorganizing the house and stuff, trying to get settled for the past year and a half, it feels like. It has been. So yeah, just a lot of stuff going on, a lot of distractions, but I'm trying to make the little schedule and get myself in a pattern of just like working on it, whatever, like little bit I can do. And I think I'm further along than I think, or it didn't sound like it made sense. I know that I'm further along than it feels, because I've been doing like stuff kind of in a random order, like sort of like I did the first deck. Like I already have the cards finished pretty much for the new one. I just have to write like my little, I'll write just a little something for the the explanation and stuff like that, a little story behind it. And then I've been building my Kickstarter page, and I've already been putting together a little budget, because there's a lot of things to consider that I am now considering. Because yeah, I had to get some deck printing quotes and kind of consider the shipping costs of getting those to me when they're printed, and Kickstarter's gonna take some money, and yeah, just the packaging, all that's got to be factored in, and it's just a process. And then like considering like when, like the timeline of things, like when I'll actually get stuff, like the decks and stuff, when I order them or whatever. But I need the money first, so I can't really know for sure. I don't know what I'm doing. I've never done this before, so I'm figuring it out along the way. But it's like I know what I need to do. I've just been procrastinating, which is a bad trait that I have, but it's sort of just like an excuse that I use to punish myself and not allow myself to do things that I care about. Like I tend to always put other things in front of what I actually want to do, which, I mean, some of it's necessity with a job and everything, but it's like I just spend all my energy in places that don't make me feel the best. I mean, I don't mind my job, but it definitely takes up way more time than my creative pursuits, which needs to change. Like I at least need to give myself a little bit of fun time, because it's just not been working out very well without it, like emotionally and mentally. So yeah, am I doing this video to procrastinate some more? That's a question I should ask myself. No, I mean, I just really wanted to like, I don't know why I'm getting animated. I really just wanted to like document the process, because I like watching process videos, even though there's nothing really to watch. I'm just talking right now. But I got sticky notes and lists and things. So I got a plan, man. But yeah, nothing really to talk about right now. I mean, I just gotta finish a few little design things. And yeah, just finished writing my little thing, which is like something that I'm dreading. Like I have this little open document that I have been adding little notes to, and just like different attempts at explaining what the deck is about, and how, like, I'm just still trying to figure out how I want to explain it. And yeah, it's like I'll get stuck on one thing and just not be able to progress because I'm like, I want to do this, but it's not coming out yet. So I guess I need to just put the little story on hold and do like the little stuff like this when I'm editing, which I've been putting that off too because I just don't feel like, I'm not really a digital person. I mean, I appreciate the people that can do it because like my patience level is just not there. But I tried to do this like by drawing, like expanding the backgrounds, through drawing it, but I just couldn't match the colors, and it was just too much of a hassle, really, to line it up and all that. So I ended up using Photoshop, and that little clone stamping tool is like my best friend. And I'm sorry if anybody feels like that's an issue because it's not like hand drawn, but technically I'm just duplicating stuff that I hand drew and using a digital tool to do that, which doesn't bother me because I don't really judge the technology stuff. Like, if you're good with digital art, like, that's awesome. I'm just not there. But anyway, that's not even probably relevant. I'm just saying, like, some people really like value the hand drawn traditional stuff, and it's gonna be like a little hybrid because I'm not gonna stress myself trying to redraw stuff when I could just just use what I already have and just make it a little bigger, because it's just a border that needs to be extended so that when it's printed it won't get cut off, like something important won't get cut off. So the majority of this that I'm expanding anyway is going to get cut, so it's not a big deal to me. But anywho, there could be like a way easier way to do this, but I'm not like too privy with the Photoshop. I mean, I can do like the basics pretty much, but I don't know another way, like that little magic wand tool, another best friend. Yeah, so that's that. That's where I'm at. I'm gonna probably stop procrastinating now, talking, because I need to get to work. But yeah, I might insert a little shot of how I'm going about this, just for people interested, just because I like sharing the art process. But yeah, that's what I'm working on. Thanks for listening. Okay, so I got my little scan opened up, and I had already removed the background before. So I'm gonna just duplicate my little layer. Well, I don't make no changes to the original one. Then I'm gonna get my little magic wand tool, click around there, and then I'm gonna go to edit and fill. I'm sure there's shortcuts, but I don't know all that. I'll make sure this says content aware, and then I hit OK, and it should like fill in the little gaps. And then I'm gonna deselect that. I kind of can't see that well because I had to turn off the light because it was getting all in my, glaring all in my thing. And I could like screen record, but I'm not doing all that because I recorded the first part of this on my phone. So sorry. I'm gonna just record my TV. So yeah, I got that, and then as you can see, there's like, oh my god, get out of my face. Ugh, go away. There is like these little lines. You can see like where it duplicated it or whatever. So I gotta go in and get rid of those things. So what I do is I go over here to the clone stamp tool, and then I hit Alt and left click, I believe, yeah. And that'll kind of like sample a little piece of this, and then I can just go in and just erase that as I go. So this is the process I'm having to do, which is kind of why I haven't been that excited about it because it's very tedious. But this is a lot easier than if I were to like sit there and draw it. I mean, it'd really be, I think, like a similar process, because if I were to just expand the background like and just draw it in, I would still have to like piece it together, and I would have this kind of seam to deal with. So at least this way it's a little faster. And yeah, it's not so bad. Technology can do lots of things, but I mean, overall it's still pretty much my original stuff. It's just duplicating it just enough to give me like some background to cut off basically when they print cards, because I just didn't draw them big enough in the beginning because I didn't plan this well. Like, I didn't know what I was doing. Still kind of don't, but you know, I'm learning. So yeah, this could be kind of boring to watch, but that's the gist of how I am going about extending the background. If anybody else has any like suggestions of a better way to do this, I am open, because I mean, I'm not like the best Photoshop person. I had like a couple classes with it in school like years ago, and I didn't really learn much but the basics. So yeah, this was like the most exciting tool that I learned about, in my opinion. So I'm sure there's like way more advanced stuff now, but I like this tool. But yeah, that's where I'm at. Just gonna do this to about 30 cards. Well, about 20 now, because I did about 10 already. So yeah, that's just a little inside look into some little alterations I'm doing to Chicken Transition Oracle before it's released again. So I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna just get to it so that I'm not stalling anymore. But yeah, I think it's gonna look nice. I wanna make it look nice. Promise.